Strange and unbelievable things have taken place in the sky. Friends, just like how some planes have vanished without a trace and no one knows why, the events happening on board today remain just as puzzling. Have you ever wondered what happens when someone clings to the landing gear of a plane for over 9,000 kilometers? Or what could unfold if the pilot suddenly passes away while the aircraft is still in flight? These situations raise questions that seem impossible to answer. Today we'll uncover those secrets. This is a list of 10 strange incidents that have occurred during flights, things the flight crew would prefer you never find out. Stay with us as we go through each one. Dr. David Dow, a Vietnamese-American physician, became known following an event on United Airlines Flight 3411 from Chicago to Louisville, Kentucky. Upon boarding, Dr. Dow was asked to relinquish his seat due to an overbooked flight. The situation escalated when security personnel used force to remove him, resulting in visible injuries. Video footage captured by other passengers showed him being removed and later taken out on a stretcher. Dr. Dow reported that he sustained head injuries and lost consciousness, later waking up in the hospital. The incident sparked a strong public reaction and led to broad discussions about airline overbooking policies. Eventually, United Airlines reached a confidential settlement with Dr. Dow. He has stated that he has forgiven both the airline and the individuals involved. If you thought being forcibly removed from a flight was the peak of drama, wait until creepy crawlies start joining you in midair. During a flight from Picana, Dominican Republic to Monan, an unexpected incident caused alarm among passengers. 2 spiders were discovered in the cabin. One reportedly bit a passenger. Although the spiders were found to be mildly venomous, the bite did not result in serious harm. The crew administered first aid and ensured the affected passenger received proper care, while continuing to search for the second spider to prevent further concerns. In a separate, more unusual case, a small non-venomous snake was found aboard a flight traveling to Anchorage, Alaska. The captain calmly informed passengers of the situation, and the crew conducted a thorough search. Fortunately, the snake was located near a handbag and was safely contained. It was later confirmed that a passenger had accidentally left it on board after a prior flight. The airline returned the snake to its owner without incident. What's the most bizarre or uncomfortable thing you've ever experienced on a flight? Comment and chat with me. Spiders and snakes aren't the only passengers making flights unforgettable. But what happens when the bizarre behavior comes from a human instead? A Malindo Air flight from Kuala Lumpur to Dhaka experienced a disruption involving a 20-year-old university student. Shortly after takeoff, the passenger began acting inappropriately, including removing his clothes and displaying inappropriate content on a personal device. Cabin crew intervened promptly and requested that he stop the behavior. Later, additional disturbances were reported in the aircraft restroom, and crew members took steps to manage the situation. The passenger also became uncooperative and was restrained following airline procedures. Upon arrival in Dhaka, the individual was handed over to airport security for further assessment. The airline confirmed that all safety protocols were followed and no passengers or crew were harmed. Authorities are investigating the incident. Please remember to treat all individuals in situations with empathy and avoid making assumptions without full context. Just when you think you've seen the most outrageous passenger behavior imaginable, the next story reveals an airline that took in-flight appearances to a whole new level. Hooters Air was once known for its unconventional marketing approach, where flight attendants wore branded tank tops and shorts. However, these attendants did not perform standard in-flight service duties. Due to financial difficulties, the airline ceased operations in early 2006. In a separate incident, during the launch of a flight route to Nha Trang, a performance on a Vietjet flight drew attention when some participants wore themed swimwear without prior approval. The Civil Aviation Authority of Vietnam later fined the airline for violating aviation regulations. Further publicity arose when a promotional calendar shoot featuring models in swimwear was associated with the airline. Another fine was issued after a performance during a flight celebrating the U-23 Vietnamese football team. These events contributed to ongoing discussions about appropriate branding and professionalism in commercial aviation. And just when you thought the fashion show in the sky couldn't get any more unconventional, let's talk about the myths that blur fantasy and reality at 30,000 feet. Before exploring, I have a special 10-second request for all of you listening. If you can help me in any way, just hit the notification bell and hit that subscribe button. It helps this channel so much. And if you do that, I will do everything I can to make this show even better for you. Deal? The aviation industry has seen a wide range of unique and sometimes controversial developments. Some themed charter flights have catered to niche experiences, often designed for novelty or marketing appeal. However, such services are typically short-lived and operate under strict regulations. Over the years, media outlets have reported on a few alleged cases of misconduct involving airline personnel. These isolated incidents, often cited in tabloids, should not be generalized to the broader aviation profession. Airline crews are trained to uphold professionalism and safety at all times. While pilots and cabin crews work long hours and have designated rest areas on long-haul flights, these facilities are primarily for operational purposes. Maintaining respectful and ethical standards remains essential in all professional environments, including the skies. It is important to distinguish between rumors and verified reports when discussing such topics. Sensational headlines can distort public perception and unfairly affect those working diligently in the industry. A thoughtful and respectful approach to reporting ensures that content is informative, accurate, and within platform guidelines. Speaking of blurred lines, not every flight goes according to plan, especially when tempers flare at cruising altitude. During a flight from Angola to Paris, an incident occurred involving a passenger who became disruptive after being denied permission to smoke and consume alcohol on board. The individual reportedly acted out inappropriately, prompting concern among other passengers. The situation escalated into a physical altercation, leading the flight crew to divert the plane to Lyon, where local authorities met the aircraft. 2 individuals involved in the disturbance were removed from the flight. As a result, the aircraft arrived in Paris approximately 3 hours behind schedule. Incidents like these are rare but highlight the importance of maintaining onboard safety and enforcing aviation regulations. Airline staff are trained to respond quickly and effectively to ensure the well-being of all passengers. But while disruptive passengers pose one kind of threat, what happens when the danger comes from the flight deck itself? Let's take a step back from recent controversies and explore why pilot selection and health standards are so stringent. Aviation authorities around the world enforce strict medical and psychological evaluations to ensure pilots are capable of safely operating aircraft under pressure. One notable incident illustrates the importance of such protocols. American Airlines Flight 550, en route from Phoenix Sky Harbor to Logan International Airport, was diverted after the captain suffered a sudden medical emergency. The co-pilot, acting swiftly and professionally, made an emergency landing at Hancock Airport in New York. Fortunately, all passengers and crew on board the Airbus A320 were unharmed. Incidents like these highlight the importance of preparedness and teamwork in aviation. The co-pilot's quick thinking earned the praise of passengers and professionals alike. While rare, such events remind us of the human element in aviation and the importance of ongoing training and health monitoring for flight crews. That may sound like a worst-case scenario, but what if someone tries to hijack the flight altogether with a bomb threat? A serious security incident occurred aboard Flight MS-11 of IP Air, traveling from Alexandria to Cairo. During the flight, a man identified as Saif Eldin Mustafa claimed to be wearing a bomb belt and forced the crew to divert the aircraft to Larnaca, Cyprus. The threat prompted an emergency landing, and local authorities quickly intervened. Upon landing, the suspect released all passengers and was arrested by Cypriot security forces shortly afterward. The device he claimed to possess was later confirmed to be non-lethal. Officials indicated that the individual may have had personal or psychological motives unrelated to terrorism. The case prompted discussions about aviation security, mental health, and response protocols. While no injuries occurred, the event served as a reminder of the importance of maintaining vigilance and professionalism during in-flight incidents. Hijackings are terrifying, but some stories of human desperation are just as haunting and nearly unbelievable. In an extreme case highlighting the risks people take in search of a better life, 2 young men in South Africa reportedly attempted to stow away by hiding in the landing gear compartment of a long-haul flight from Johannesburg to London. These spaces are not designed for human occupancy and pose severe risks due to a lack of oxygen, extreme cold, and high-altitude pressure. According to media reports, one of the individuals survived the 11-hour journey, though he sustained serious injuries and required extended medical treatment. Tragically, the second individual did not survive the attempt. Incidents like these are rare and underscore the importance of raising awareness around safe migration, poverty, and international security. Aviation experts stress that the landing gear compartment is extremely dangerous and should never be entered under any circumstances. Risking life in a wheel well is tragic, but sometimes it's not people who fail, it's the systems. And one typo once cost an airline more than you'd imagine. In September 2018, Hong Kong-based airline Cathay Pacific drew global attention after a spelling error on one of its aircraft became widely shared on social media. The fuselage of a Boeing 777-367 displayed the airline's name with a missing letter F, resulting in the text Cathay Pacific. The mistake sparked both amusement and curiosity online, as many questioned whether it was an accidental oversight or an intentional test of public attention. This incident occurred shortly after the airline launched its 13,123-kilometer route between Hong Kong and Washington, D.C., one of the 15 longest commercial flights in the world. While the error was quickly corrected, it served as a reminder of the importance of quality control, even in large-scale operations. Now, from mistakes you can see on a plane's body to the ones hidden in your cup, are you sure you want that hot tea or coffee? It's tempting to sip a hot coffee or tea on a flight, but have you ever wondered about the water used to brew it? Here's a little-known fact: the water for these drinks usually comes from onboard tanks, which may not undergo as frequent maintenance as passengers might assume. According to a report by the Environmental Protection Agency, a portion of airplanes tested showed variations in water quality, sometimes containing trace levels of bacteria. Why might this be? The process of preparing planes between flights includes quick turnovers, leaving limited time for tank cleaning. The Association of Flight Attendants suggests that passengers who prefer a different choice opt for sealed beverages as an alternative. So, next time you're offered a cup of coffee, you might consider this option as well. If this video made you say, "Wait, that happened," even once, go ahead and hit that like button. It lets us know you're one of the curious ones too. And if you've ever found yourself grimacing at airplane food, the truth behind the taste might surprise you more than the meal itself. If you've ever found airplane food less flavorful than expected, there's a scientific explanation behind it. High above the clouds, the cabin environment changes the way we perceive taste. With humidity levels dropping as low as 10% lower than those in desert climates, our sinuses dry out, which can lessen the flavors we detect. At 30,000 feet, sweet flavors may dull by about 20%, while saltiness can reduce by nearly 30%. To balance this out, airlines may add extra seasoning, resulting in a meal that can be higher in calories, around 1,500 on average. And while some luxury airlines like Etihad Airways now have onboard chefs, many meals are still prepared up to 72 hours before takeoff, chilled and reheated in flight. Some travelers even use noise-canceling headphones to enhance their sense of taste by reducing engine noise, as studies suggest that noise can further mute flavors. So next time you're wondering why your meal tastes different, remember, it's not just the food, it's the air around you. Speaking of surprises, what happens when a passenger turns disruptive? Flight attendants have more than just coffee and peanuts up their sleeves. Every flight has a well-prepared safety plan, but there are aspects of it that most passengers don't notice. Flight attendants are not only trained to serve refreshments and guide passengers through safety protocols, they're also prepared to handle rare situations when a passenger may become disruptive and affect the safety of others. In certain cases, they have the authority to securely manage a passenger's behavior within the cabin. Many airlines provide their crew with discrete safety tools, like flexible restraints, to ensure that everyone on board remains safe. These tools are stored out of view to help maintain a calm cabin environment. As per aviation safety guidelines, the crew will use these measures only after careful evaluation and as a last resort, always prioritizing the well-being of everyone on board. Speaking of handling pressure, have you ever wondered how cabin crew survive those marathon flights? It turns out there's a secret world above your seat. The demanding schedules that flight crews work may surprise travelers. Regulations require specific rest periods to help manage fatigue, especially on long-haul flights where flight attendants and pilots may be on duty for 10 to 12 hours at a time, sometimes even longer. To ensure they stay alert and responsive, airlines have strict protocols that allow crew members to take necessary breaks. On some planes, you may notice a discreet door leading to a private area where crew members rest. These hidden compartments, typically located above or at the back of the plane, have simple yet functional accommodations: a bed, a pillow, a duvet, and a seatbelt to keep them secure during turbulence. Crew rest is more than a comfort, it's essential for safety. Studies have shown that fatigue can affect pilots and crew, underscoring the need for these controlled rest breaks. Autopilot systems can help maintain altitude and direction during flight, but a well-rested, attentive crew is critical for addressing any unforeseen situations that may arise. Before we wrap up, let's circle back to your favorite in-flight beverage and uncover a surprising twist that might have you reaching for something a bit more bubbly. While a warm cup of tea or coffee in the air can be comforting, onboard water quality might not meet the standards some travelers expect. The hot water used on flights often comes from the plane's water tank, which may not be cleaned as frequently as many would assume. Ground staff sometimes handle multiple tasks, including both emptying waste tanks and refilling water tanks, which may increase the potential for hygiene concerns. With limited time for maintenance between flights, water tanks can collect minor residues over time. Additionally, at high altitudes, cabin pressure lowers the boiling point of water to around 90 degrees Celsius, which can subtly affect both the taste and temperature of hot drinks. For a distinct in-flight beverage option, consider a glass of champagne. Unlike wine, which may taste muted at altitude, champagne's bubbles help retain its flavor, making it a preferred choice for some at 30,000 feet. If you found today's video interesting, don't hesitate to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Your support is very important to us. Be sure to check out the next video appearing on your screen. You're sure to love the content we bring. Please leave a comment about which country you'd like us to explore next. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.
Thanks for being with us. Leave a comment, like to show your support, and remember to hit that subscribe button for more exciting videos. See you next time.